5 seconds to go. Start. The gift of a cricket bat signed by former Indian captain Virat Kohli from the External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar to his Australian counterpart Maurice Payne last week might suggest ties between Delhi and Canberra are stuck with the cliches of cricket, curry, and Commonwealth. But the story of India's Australia ties today is anything but. If Delhi and Canberra found it hard to get along in the past, they have become highly valued partners for each other thanks to unprecedented political commitment in both capitals to rapidly transform bilateral relations. If Cold War geopolitics divided India and Australia, the new strategic dynamic in Asia, driven by China's quest for regional dominance, is pushing the two nations toward each other. Equally important is the new convergence of commercial interests and deepening diasporic links that the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and the Japanese Foreign Minister Yoshimasa Hayashi joined Jaishankar and Payne at the Melbourne cricket ground at the end of their talks in the quadrilateral format may not have much political significance. Blinken and Hayashi, with no interest in cricket, were merely indulging their cricket crazy partners in the Indo Pacific. 15 years ago, Delhi and Canberra were deeply skeptical of the Quad framework proposed by Tokyo and backed by Washington. India and Australia are now active champions of the forum. Delhi and Canberra, which were too differential to Beijing in the past, are now ready to stand up to Chinese pressures. It was not too long ago that China dismissed the quadrilateral form as sea foam that is here now but gone the next moment. But as the Quad consolidated itself, Beijing's tone has become harsher. As the Quad foreign ministers gathered in Melbourne, a spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Beijing attacked the group as a tool to contain China and called on its members to shed their Cold War mentality. There is more, however, to the India Australia relationship than the Quad and the Indo Pacific geopolitics. Jaishankar and Payne reviewed the growing bilateral cooperation in a range of areas from tourism and critical minerals to defense and security cooperation. The two ministers also launched the first India Australia Cyber Framework Dialogue. Australia is raising its profile in the subcontinent as part of its effort to coordinate regional policies with India. Delhi, in turn, is leveraging its Canberra connection to strengthen its outreach to the strategic South Pacific islands. Jaishankar and Payne also welcomed the rapid progress in the trade talks between the two sides. In New Delhi, after his talks with the visiting Australian Trade and Tourism Minister Dhan Tehan, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal announced that the two sides are pushing hard to conclude an early harvest trade deal within the next month. During his visit, Jaishankar spent time with representatives of the Indian diaspora that is rapidly grown to about 7 lakh and is making major contributions to Australian society. During the Cold War, cricket, curry, and Commonwealth were just not enough to overcome the geopolitical distance between Delhi and Canberra today, they will not only more salient but also reinforce the deepening strategic partnership between India and Australia. So,